A cancer patient who wanted to expose the horrific treatment inside the Phoenix VA secretly recorded his visit to the clinic. Take a listen.
Did you ever try calling in here?
Thank you.
It is a nightmare.
Yeah, it doesn't work, and there's no number to press for primary care.
No. And it just irritates the living hell out of me.
Is the VA the best system in the world? No.
No.
Obviously, but I can only do what I can do. I got given 500 patients on May 23rd. 500. Take it. So it's impossible.
The doctor says, is the VA system the best in the world? No. Well, 2 days after Steve Cooper leaked the shocking tape, the VA director at that Phoenix location stepped down. Now that the Phoenix VA is on its 6th boss since the VA scandal broke. So should veterans expect more of the same? Here to weigh in is U.S. Army veteran, former First Sergeant in the Army, Steve Cooper, who revealed those tapes. Steve, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Pete. How are you?
Hey, so what pushed you to the point of saying, hey, I've got to go in and record what I'm hearing? Are these tapes, are they indicative of the treatment you and others have received, or is this a one-off?
This is absolutely systemic. And so, you know, I wanted to really highlight and show people how we're treated at the Phoenix VA. And so this is not a one-off at all, Pete.
So you say it's systemic. We want to put up a statement from the Phoenix VA. You know, in their response to these tapes, they said it appears the manner in which our provider staff communicated and interacted with this patient on this day was not in keeping with our values. They say it appears our veterans deserve the very best care. They said, it appears on this day, in this particular instance, it wasn't in keeping. Is this the kind of treatment, nurses who admit that the calls don't work, doctors who admit that they're overwhelmed and the care isn't good, is this something that happens just one day, or are veterans in Phoenix and across the country facing this every day?
Pete, this happens every single day, I think, in every single VA throughout the country. You know, we wouldn't have thousands of veterans who have died waiting for care if this was just a one-off again. So we know that this type of behavior, this type of care, this inability for the government to effectively manage its health care is happening constantly throughout the country.
You know, Steve, unfortunately, you served our great country. You were diagnosed with cancer, and I think in that sense, you've been pushed to try to get more done more quickly. You're dedicated to this cause of exposing what's happening. The purpose of your visit was to try to get access to choice, the choice card in the system. Is that choice working for someone like you or others to get a referral to go outside the system?
It's absolutely not working. One example, Pete, so I went in for a few different complaints, and one was a difficulty breathing, a possible pulmonary embolism. It took me almost 30 days to get the actual first appointment, and then by the time I got the referral and then had the scans done, it was another month. So 2 months from the time I first presented, you know, difficulty breathing to my doctor until I actually had my scans done with a possible pulmonary embolism. This is why veterans are dying throughout the country.
And this is a former First Sergeant who served in the infantry and in law enforcement in the military with late-stage prostate cancer. You can't get an appointment unless you march in there and have to get a recording to show what's happening. How are you going to be treated going forward at the Phoenix VA?
Well, fortunately, we also have private health care insurance, but this isn't about me anymore. You know, as you say, my cards have been dealt, right? This is really a battle for other veterans, and so, you know, we have to highlight, I think, you know, how the VA is treating other veterans, so therefore future veterans, right, are served better, but also those that actually want to join the military will join because they know that the government's going to take care of them after they serve.
Steve Cooper, thank you for your courage. Thank you for exposing this. You know, certain groups are still saying things aren't broken. The AFGE, the government union, says everything's great when you walk into the VA. Not what we heard behind the scenes, not what you've seen, and not what so many other veterans have seen. Steve Cooper, thanks for your courage and for joining us this morning.
Thank you for your service, Pete. Thank you.